My favorite part of working at UVille was working with the students. So I would do everything I could do to get them in the office. I'd get them in the elevator, I'd get them at lunch, I'd say, "What major are you?" And they'd tell me their major. I said, have you been to the Career Services Center? Have you been anything I could think of to get them in the office? I believed in doing resumes the hard way, not the easy way, and they realized it was really not an easy, well, okay, here's an outline and you do this, but I really made them prove it, not generically. Why should I hire you? If I'm the employer, tell me why. And that's what I loved the most. And then actually when they did it, took them a while, then they felt terrific. And actually that enabled me to write 2 job search books, really. So I learned a lot, and I really love the students. I can keep saying that because I really did. I think there were a lot of students, so I can't think of one specific, but Mary Tisby, the alumni that nominated me that I didn't know she did that, she really came a long way. I was just going to have her to be a grad assistant after I taught her how to do the resumes, and she came in and she just had her jeans on and just whatever. I said, Mary, you can't, it's okay, you don't have to but you really have to be aware, if you're trying to help someone to at least dress a little bit, you can't wear her just nursing stuff. So she said after that really made a big difference. And now Mary she's a great role model for me because she's had some unexpected things happen in her lifetime, a lot of things that she's overcome. And now she's doing a lot of advocacy. She's really involved in a lot of things. I said, Mary, it's amazing. And so that's one thing I'm really proud of, but so many students. The thing that I'm really most proud of, that first year I was here, I founded a Back on Track program with the St. Vincent de Paul Society, and it was all volunteers, and I had volunteer grad students and even students for 17 years, every other week on a Saturday, because I didn't want it to interfere with my job, but it yet related, and the college was very supportive. It was just a labor of love, actually. So I could bring students in if they wanted to volunteer, and then it was wonderful, really. After Duville, one of the reasons that I did retire at this specific time was so that I could write a book called Fred, Buffalo Building of Dreams. Fred is a 9-year adventure into this building that was built in 1900. This is where Pat Smighton from the alumni office, didn't have a lot of money, so I said I have to have 2 researchers because I didn't do a lot of research. So Pat, she agreed for very little tiny money, and another friend, and we learned how to research. And we found out from this building, Fred, he has a name, he's on 1469 Niagara Street, and we learned about the immigrants in 1900. There were Italians, Sicilians, French, Irish, and actually descendants of enslaved peoples of Africa. There were all the different in the generations, and Duville played an important part of that book because especially during the right to vote, we had 2 suffragettes that were Duville students, and their stories, it just kind of was the next step for me. And I feel fortunate and grateful and happy that I was able to do that. Someday, I always say about the writing, that someday, hundreds of years from now, some descendant of mine will be doing the genealogy, and they'll go, oh, look, there's an author. Look, she did this, So this is especially a moment that it's a legacy. Actually, this is a legacy. And I didn't expect it, and I'm grateful.